this look. It's like a natural, dramatic look for the races today. Alrighty, let's get started. Alright, so we're just going to start off with, I've already primed my face, and I use the L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer. I'm going to put some Nivea Hydro Care on my lips. So first I'm going to start off with my base, my foundation. So I'm going to get my True Match Fit Me foundation in Vanilla Rose, and I'm going to mix it with my other L'Oreal True Match, which is in Golden Beige, because I'm like kind of tan at the moment. I'm not super tan, and I'm wearing this because I'm always the person that drops your lipstick or your foundation on your clothes, so what are you going to do? Okay, so I'm just going to start off with this, and I'm just going to like place it on my face like this. See? I told you. Okay, so I'm just going to get my NP Set Flat Top Powder Brush, and I'm actually going to get my NYX Dewy Finish and just spray a little bit on my brush. If you use it to blend in the product in the first place, the product will probably stay a lot better. And you just want to make sure you blend it in everywhere, into your hairline, down your neck. Always make sure you blend down your neck, especially if you've got like a fake tan on, because sometimes they match, sometimes they don't. Alrighty, okay, so now I'm just going to get my beauty blender, spray that with some NYX, squish it, okay, and I'm just going to use that to blend it in even further, because I find it's a little hard to spread out with your beauty blender at first, but then if you use your powder brush first and then your beauty blender, you'll get a lot like an airbrush finish, which is what we're all going for, I'm sure. Alright, so now that that is done, what can it look like? I love this foundation. Like, I heard good things about it, but I wasn't too sure, and then I tried it and I was like, worth it in the long run. Okay, so now that's all blended, I'm just going to get my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline, and I'm in the colour Fair Claire. Just line that up, and then put it in like a rough triangle shape. I'm just going to bring it up there for a bit of highlight, and I'm actually going to bring it onto the tops of my eyes as well, for like, just to cancel out the discoloration on my eyelids, like the veins, etc. And I'm just going to put some above my Cupid's bow there too. Alrighty, so I'm going to get my beauty blender and blend that all out. Because this is a racer's look, you want to look polished, like you don't want to look like over the top makeup, but you want to look fresh and flawless. I'm actually, with the like leftover that's on the beauty blender, I'm gonna like put it under here, because I get tiny spider veins just under my nose, so you want to make sure you cancel all that out and make sure it's really well blended, really well. Okay, alright, I'm then going to take my Superstay 24 Hour Concealer from Maybelline also, And I'm just going to use this as like another coat, because the Maybelline it's super light, but it hasn't got as good a coverage as I would like. And it's like, it's highlighting, but it's like, I use it as a base first, and then this one. And then I'm just going to put that up there, just for all the places that the sun generally hits. Kind of look like a cat or something. Going with it. So basically with this look, what you want to do is blend. Just blend it to the maximum. Okay. So when that is done, oh my gosh, this rib is driving me nuts. I've lost like the big tie for it, so I'm just kind of sitting with it there. So I'm going to use my Super Stay 24-hour 010 in Ivory. You want to use a lighter colour under your eyes because like it helps everything set better. However, I find I have the AC into a contour and highlighting kit, and I use that after I use this, because I find if I use this first, it sets for a lot longer than if you just use the banana shade by itself. And that's like today, you're going to be standing out in the hot sun, you know, cheering for the ponies. So you want to make sure your makeup stays in place all day. I'm going to put that down my nose and on my forehead. Like, I do want it to be a dewy look, but I do want it to stay there, so just sort of cover all the areas that my makeup generally comes off first. Okay, so that one's done. Now I'm going to use my AC onto a contouring highlighting kit, and I'm going to use the banana shade here. I'm just going to pat that in. I love highlighting. I think it brings just like a lightness to the face. I'm going to run that on my forehead, down the center of my nose, get my palette, and I'm going to take this shade and just like tap off the excess. And I have got like a pretty round face. I haven't got, you know, a slim face. So you want it to always sort of come down a little. Alrighty, and I just want to put it here, 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 just all around the face. And I'm also going to put it under my jawline. Because you don't want any like double chin happening. You just want to make it really like defined. So I'll go around and lay that in. And I want to contour my nose, but this comes off in like, it's kind of like a lot comes off in one thing, so I just like tapped off a bit of the excess. And I'm just gonna run that down my nose. And on the other side. And in there. I've got a really big nose and I'm quite conscious of it. So I contour it kind of makes me feel like, you know, it's better. Although everyone's fine today. Perfect day to go outside. Okay, that's done. And I'm just gonna like swipe all around it. And I'm gonna smile, but I'm gonna bring it back here so it looks like elegant, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's done. So now I'm going to get my bronzer, because I forgot to do that before. I live on the edge, what can I say? It's my Nude by Nature angled brush. I love this brush. And I'm just, oh, by the way, I'm using my Nude by Nature bronze. Tap it off. Just bring it under, around my face to warm it up. Okay, so that is done. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my highlight. Like, I'm gonna press that on here, and I'm just putting it in a little tiny oval shape right there, not anywhere else as of yet. And I want this look to be pretty highlight, kind of going all out, Tuesday. I'm going to take just my Nude by Nature, it's kind of little, and I'm just going to get my highlighter on that. I don't actually have a fan brush, I need to invest in one. I'm just going to do that in a C shape on my brow bone and bring it around, and then I'm going to do it just here, and then down the center of my face, and on the top of my cupid's bow. Now we're going to move on to brows. My brows are kind of a really weird shape. They kind of just do whatever they want to do, and as much as I wax them or pluck them, they just still do what they want to do. So I've got this Ultra 3 brow kit, and the only one I use from this is the gel, because I have a Shiseido eyebrow kit, which the colours match me more, because I've kind of got really different hair colour. Okay, so I'm just going to use my brush and fill these bad boys in. Alrighty, so I just like roughly did them with a bit of gel. So now I'm going to take my Shiseido Eyebrow Styling Compact in BR603, so brown. And it just comes with these two little colours. There's like a light brown and a darker brown. Just going to take the darker colour first, and then just a tiny bit of the lighter brown. I'm just going to start in the end. So the eyebrows are done. I will do an eyebrow routine tutorial for you guys, but I'm just not. I'm not at that stage where I'm good enough to show you guys yet. And because they are kind of blocky, like they're blocky, like they're a bit too full coloured, so I'm going to take my Beauty Blender sponge and just push that into the start of them, just to make them a little bit more even. Then I'm going to take my foundation brush and just run it over them so it matches my face a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to move on to eyes. Okay, so I'm going to get my NP Set Eye Palette in Chicago. I'm just going to get my brush that I used to highlight. It's like pretty decent sized. And I'm going to get this colour. I don't know what that colour is. And I'm just going to put it all over my lid. I do find if you use your finger, the colour transfers better, but I've got like, they're not long, but they're kind of like a little bit too long, so when I dip it and everything, my nails like get filled with the product, and it's just a pain to get out. Struggle is real. Okay, Revlon Wet Dry Shadow. I don't even know what, like it's broken. I broke it. I'm mad. It's just like an angled brush. And then I'm just going to take this matte, I think a purpley taupe colour. I don't actually know how to say that word properly. And I'm just going to run that, starting from the edge, through my crease. And I will blend this out in a second. But just run it and then kind of like flick it up a little, if that makes sense. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that into my piece. You just want to make sure you blend that out. You don't want any harsh lines. This angled brush again. And I'm going to take the darker purple. And I'm just going to place that in a tiny little V shape right in my crease. I'm going to grab my blending brush, blend that out. Just blending that up a little bit. Okay. Now that that's done, I don't know if you could really see that, I was just winging it. Okay, I'm just going to take my Bedhead Cybertopics eyeshadow in gold, and I'm just going to, it's like a gold, oh, so reflective. And I'm just going to put that right in the front of my eye. Now I'm going to get a blending brush, tap it on there, and just put a tiny bit of that, of the excess, and then blend that out. I'm going to get my AC Onto a Contouring Highlighting Kit, and I'm going to get that brown that I used earlier, mixed with a little bit of this one, and I'm just going to put that, pat it right there. So I've taken my MP set eye palette in Chicago again. I've just like dipped my brush in all three colours, and I'm just putting that into the crease again. So it's turned out pretty dramatic. It's not really what I was going for, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna get my white BYS 23 soft white, and I'm gonna run that just under in my waterline, and then I'm just gonna take this white eyeliner, just start there, and then bring it back, and then I'm just gonna use my finger and like press it in. Just so it sort of just like creates that difference between your eyebrow and your eyeshadow. Like you want there to be like a discrete difference. Put that on. Alrighty. So there's eyeliner. Katie's not good at eyeliner. I'm gonna do a slight wing, just gonna use this here. I do like a tiny little bit at a time, otherwise I just screw it up, and you don't want to screw it up. There we go. They look a little bit different, but again, I kind of suck at eyeliner, so we'll work on it. I've got my eyelash curler, you know what I mean? Curl my lashes. Make sure your eyeliner is dry before you do this, by the way, because otherwise you're just in a world of trouble pretty much. Sometimes I don't love these things because they throb and hurt. Alright, so I'm going to get my Maybelline Lash Sensational. Okay, don't want any clumps there. So I don't have any false lashes to put on today because I haven't ordered any lipstick. I love the lipstick. Back with the brain of business. Holding me tightly. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so I'm taking my NP Set Lip Liner in Miami. I love this color. Just gonna get my, so I'm taking my Nutrimedics Rosy lipstick. Okay, and that is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
My lover's got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral.